Have you ever wondered why some people seem to manifest success effortlessly while others struggle endlessly? The answer lies not in luck or hard work alone, but in the power of feeling. Welcome to Summary Shelf, your go-to destination for life-changing book summaries designed to unlock your personal and professional growth. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most profound works in the realm of consciousness and manifestation. Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. This transformational summary has been broken down into 10 comprehensive key points to help you fully grasp the secret of turning your desires into reality through the power of your inner state. So stay with us as we explore how to align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs to manifest the life you truly want. And before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell, so you're always the first to know when we release powerful insights from the world's most impactful books. Let's begin. Key point 1. Conscious mind directs, subconscious mind creates. In Feeling is the Secret, Neville Goddard establishes a foundational truth. Your conscious mind acts as the gatekeeper, directing ideas, beliefs, and feelings into the subconscious mind, which then creates your external reality based on what has been impressed upon it. The conscious mind is the realm of reason, choice, and decision-making. It has the power to accept or reject thoughts. Every time you dwell on a thought or emotionally react to an idea, your conscious mind is actively choosing what to focus on. This chosen focus then gets transmitted to the subconscious, but only when it is accompanied by feeling. Without emotional involvement, thoughts are fleeting. They don't take root. The subconscious mind, on the other hand, does not reason or question. It operates purely on acceptance and obedience. Once a thought or belief is impressed upon it through feeling, the subconscious works tirelessly to bring that belief into physical form. It controls your experiences, behaviors, and even bodily functions, always aligning your outer world with your inner impressions. Here's where the real power lies. You are always creating, whether consciously or unconsciously. If your conscious mind is filled with worry, doubt, or limitation, and you consistently feel those emotions, the subconscious will manifest that reality, not out of malice, but from pure obedience. But if you deliberately direct your conscious attention to thoughts of confidence, wealth, health, or peace, and most importantly, feel them deeply, your subconscious will shape those experiences into your life. Goddard emphasizes that you must take control of your conscious attention. You must become aware of what you are habitually thinking and feeling. Your conscious mind is the driver, the decision maker. It's through this awareness that you gain dominion over your life. Action steps. 1. Practice conscious awareness. Throughout the day, ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? If the thoughts are negative, deliberately shift to a more empowering idea. 2. Use affirmations with emotion. Repeat positive affirmations like, I am successful, or I am at peace, while feeling the truth of those words as deeply as possible. 3. Guard your attention. Refuse to dwell on fear, doubt, or limitation. Direct your mind like a disciplined guardian. 4. Visualize with feeling. See your desired outcome in your imagination and let the feeling of it being real take over you. Remember, your conscious mind is the director. Your subconscious mind is the actor. You decide the script. Make it one of success, joy, and fulfillment. Because what you consistently feel, your subconscious must create. That's not just theory, that's the secret. Key point 2. Sleep is the doorway to the subconscious. Neville Goddard teaches that sleep is not a passive state, but a powerful moment of creation. Because it's when your conscious mind rests and your subconscious becomes highly receptive. If you understand this and use it intentionally, sleep becomes the gateway through which your deepest desires are delivered to the subconscious. In the moments before sleep, what Neville calls the state akin to sleep. Your conscious resistance fades. You're neither fully awake nor fully asleep. This twilight zone is the golden moment to impress your subconscious mind with the feelings of your wish fulfilled. Why? Because the subconscious mind never sleeps. It works day and night, constantly shaping your reality based on the impressions it receives. And just before sleep, it listens more closely than ever. If you fall asleep worrying about bills, feeling unworthy, or mentally reviewing failure, those feelings get deeply embedded in your subconscious. And the result? You unconsciously attract more of the same into your life. But if you deliberately choose to fall asleep in the assumption that your desires are already fulfilled, feeling rich, successful, loved, or peaceful, your subconscious begins working in harmony with that new belief. This is the secret behind effortless manifestation. Neville insists that you must make your last thoughts before sleep the best thoughts you have all day. You are planting seeds in your subconscious garden, seeds that will bloom into experiences. Action steps. 1. Create a nightly ritual. Every night before bed, take a few quiet minutes to visualize your goal already achieved. 2. Feel the wish fulfilled. Don't just think about it, feel it. How would it feel to already have what you want? Fall asleep in that emotional state. 3. Avoid negative inputs. Stop watching or reading anything stressful just before bed. The last input of the day goes straight to the subconscious. 4. Repeat empowering affirmations. Whisper affirmations like, "I am wealthy," "I am healed," or "I am deeply loved" as you drift into sleep. Every night you walk through a door, the door to your subconscious. What you carry through that door becomes your reality. So before you sleep tonight, don't just close your eyes. Close the gap between where you are and where you want to be, in feeling. Because sleep isn't the end of the day, it's the beginning of your creation. Key point 3. Feeling is the secret of manifestation. According to Neville Goddard, feeling is the key to manifesting anything you desire. Thought alone is not enough. It is the emotion behind the thought that imprints an idea onto your subconscious mind and calls it into being. In other words, you don't manifest what you merely think. You manifest what you feel to be true. Neville emphasizes that the subconscious mind doesn't understand logic, reason, or words the way the conscious mind does. It responds only to emotionally charged images and sensations. This is why you can recite affirmations 1,000 times, but if you don't feel them as real, nothing changes. He writes, "Feeling is the one and only medium through which ideas are conveyed to the subconscious. This means if you want wealth, love, success, or healing, you must assume the emotional state of already having it. You must feel rich now, feel loved now, feel successful now. This feeling must be natural, effortless, and vivid, not forced or mechanical. The moment you create a vivid inner experience backed by strong emotion, you activate the subconscious into action. It begins to align people, events, and circumstances to match the inner world you've emotionally accepted. Neville warns that feelings of fear, doubt, or lack will just as powerfully manifest as positive ones, because the subconscious is impartial. It doesn't choose what to manifest. It simply expresses what you deeply feel to be true. So the secret of manifestation is not in willpower, struggle, or constant effort. It lies in your ability to enter the emotional state of your desired outcome and dwell there consistently. Action steps. 1. Create emotional visualizations. When you imagine your goals, don't just see them. Feel the joy, gratitude, or pride of already achieving them. 2. Let go of forcing. Don't struggle to manifest. Simply dwell in the feeling of "it is done" and let that emotional state guide your actions. 3. Watch your inner dialogue. Monitor your thoughts during the day. If they produce negative feelings, pause and shift into the feeling of your desired outcome. 4. Use feeling-based affirmations. Rather than saying, "I will be rich," affirm, "I feel abundant now," and match it with emotion. Thought is the seed, but feeling is the water that makes it grow. When you feel your wish fulfilled, the universe responds, not to your words, but to your inner state. So don't just affirm, don't just hope, feel it real, because feeling is the secret. Key point 4. Impress the subconscious with assumptions. Neville Goddard teaches that your assumptions, what you accept as true, are the blueprints for your reality. And the way you shape your reality is by impressing those assumptions upon your subconscious mind, not by chance, but through deliberate inner work. He says, "Man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness." What does this mean? It means your external world isn't shaped by luck, effort, or even talent alone. It is shaped by what you deeply assume to be true about yourself and your life. The subconscious mind is the creative power within you, and it accepts every assumption you feed it as fact, whether the assumption is positive or negative. That's why many people unconsciously manifest failure, poverty, or heartbreak. They live in a constant state of assuming bad things, and the subconscious simply reflects those assumptions back into form. Neville emphasizes that assumptions must be made with feeling. When you assume something, like "I am wealthy" or "I am loved," it's not just wishful thinking. You must emotionally believe it as already true, even if your current reality contradicts it. The more consistently you dwell in the assumption of your desire fulfilled, the more effortlessly it begins to materialize in your world. Assumptions, once accepted, harden into fact. This is not magic, it is a law of consciousness. The world simply mirrors the state of being you consistently hold within. Action steps. 1. Identify your current assumptions. What do you assume about your wealth, health, or relationships? Write them down and ask, are these serving me? 2. Replace disempowering assumptions. Create new assumptions aligned with your desires, such as "everything works in my favor" or "I am naturally successful." 3. Live as if it's already true. Begin to think, speak, and act from the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. 4. Reinforce with feeling before sleep. The best time to impress the subconscious is just before sleep. In that drowsy state, visualize your new assumption with feeling. Your subconscious does not care whether your assumption is true or false. It simply accepts what you feel to be true and turns it into reality. So assume wisely, assume boldly, assume with feeling, because what you assume, you create. Key point 5. Your inner state shapes your outer world. Neville Goddard teaches that your external reality is a direct reflection of your internal state, not your wishes, not your hopes, but the state of being you consistently occupy. The world you see and experience is not random. It is the mirror of your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and assumptions. Goddard emphasizes that your inner state refers to your dominant mood, your emotional home, and the belief system you accept as real. If you live in a state of fear, lack, or limitation internally, your external life will continuously reflect situations that match those inner patterns. On the other hand, if you persist in the inner state of confidence, abundance, and fulfillment, your reality must eventually rearrange itself to match it. He writes, "Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live." This means that you are not at the mercy of the outside world. Instead, you are its cause. The world is responding to the vibration of your internal identity. When you begin to dwell in the state of your desired reality, whether it's wealth, love, or health, you start aligning with it, even if nothing outside changes at first. Over time, that state of consciousness becomes your new point of attraction, and your outer world adjusts to reflect it. Your job is to enter and persist in the state of the wish fulfilled. It is not about forcing things to happen, but about consciously choosing your emotional and mental posture until it becomes natural to you. Your outer world cannot resist your inner conviction for long. Action steps. 1. Recognize your current inner state. How do you feel most of the time? Anxious, empowered, hopeless, abundant? Identify the state you've normalized. 2. Decide the state you want to live in. Choose a new inner state that aligns with your goal, such as joy, success, or peace, and mentally move into it. 3. Use affirmations and visualization. Reinforce your chosen state daily by affirming, "This is who I am now," and visualizing your desired reality from the inside out. 4. Feel it real. Embody the emotions of your new state. Speak, walk, think, and act as if the change is already yours. 5. Persist without needing evidence. Don't wait for the outer world to catch up. Remain stable in your inner reality until the physical must reflect it. The outer world is not the cause, it is the effect. Your inner state is the true creative power, so shift it, choose it, live in it. Because once your inner world changes, the outer world has no choice but to follow. Key point 6. Imagination combined with feeling becomes reality. In Feeling is the Secret, Neville Goddard asserts a profound truth. Imagination, when fused with feeling, becomes the blueprint for your reality. It is not imagination alone that manifests your desires. It is imagination intensified and energized by emotion. Imagination is the creative faculty. It gives you the ability to mentally construct any reality you wish to experience. But unless that imagined reality is accompanied by deep, authentic feeling, it remains a lifeless thought. Feeling is what breathes life into the image. Feeling is the signal that impresses your desire on the subconscious mind. Neville teaches, imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, and then you believe it to be true. Belief, in this context, is the emotional acceptance, the felt conviction, that what you've imagined is already real. This combination becomes potent when practiced during drowsy or meditative states, such as right before sleep, when your conscious mind is quiet and your subconscious is most receptive. By vividly imagining your goal is already fulfilled and feeling the joy, pride, or satisfaction of having it, you send a powerful command to the subconscious to externalize that vision. In short, your outer world is nothing more than the outpicturing of your inner world, and the bridge between the two is built with imagination and feeling. When they are aligned, your world must shift. Action steps. 1. Visualize vividly. Set aside quiet time to imagine your desired outcome in full sensory detail: sight, sound, touch, and more. 2. Attach emotion. While imagining, feel the emotions you would experience if your dream were already real: relief, joy, gratitude, or pride. 3. Repeat nightly before sleep. Enter this state of imagined reality just before sleeping, allowing the subconscious to absorb it effortlessly. 4. Avoid contradictory thoughts. Throughout the day, stay emotionally loyal to the reality you've imagined. Don't undo it with doubt or fear. 5. Act from the assumption. As you go about your day, carry the energy of someone who already has what they want. This reinforces the subconscious message. You don't manifest what you merely think. You manifest what you feel to be real. So imagine boldly, feel deeply, and let the union of those two forces reshape your world. Key point 7. Control your thoughts before sleep. Neville Goddard emphasizes that the thoughts you hold just before you fall asleep are the most powerful influencers of your subconscious mind. Why? Because in that twilight state between wakefulness and sleep, your conscious resistance fades and your subconscious becomes highly receptive. It absorbs whatever impressions are dominant at that moment, whether constructive or destructive. Sleep is not simply a rest for the body, it is a spiritual workshop. During sleep, your subconscious is at work. reorganizing your outer world to match your inner state. If you fall asleep worrying, regretting, or imagining lack, your subconscious takes those feelings as orders to replicate them in your waking life. But if you deliberately impress your mind with thoughts of success, health, love, or wealth just before sleep, you give your subconscious the material it needs to create that reality. Neville teaches that you must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled as you drift into sleep. Let the emotion of already having what you desire fill you. Create a vivid mental movie of your success. Play it in your mind repeatedly and surrender to sleep while still immersed in that feeling. The key is consistency. Make this a nightly ritual. Over time, your external conditions will conform to the inner state you nurture before sleep. Action steps. 1. Establish a nightly routine. Every night, reserve 5 to 10 minutes before bed to calm your mind and consciously direct your thoughts. 2. Visualize a fulfilled desire. Mentally construct a simple, repeatable scene that implies your wish has already been granted, e.g., someone congratulating you, holding a check, walking into your dream home. 3. Feel it deeply. Don't just see the scene, feel it. Let the joy, gratitude, and satisfaction flood your body. 4. Repeat until you sleep. Let this feeling and mental picture occupy your mind as you fall asleep. Keep your attention anchored to it. 5. Guard against negative drift. If your mind starts to wander into fear, doubt, or replaying stressful events, gently bring it back to your desired reality. The last thought before sleep is the seed of your tomorrow. Plant it with care. Feel your dream fulfilled and sleep in that feeling. Night after night, your subconscious will carry out your instructions, turning imagination into reality. Key point 8. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Neville Goddard teaches that to manifest your desires, you must first assume and emotionally embody the feeling that your wish is already fulfilled. This principle lies at the very heart of his philosophy. It's not about wishful thinking or hoping. It's about living as if the thing you desire is already yours, now, with total confidence and feeling. Why does this work? Because your subconscious mind accepts what you feel to be true, regardless of external evidence. When you consistently generate the feeling that your desire is already realized, you impress that reality upon your subconscious. In turn, the subconscious begins to orchestrate people, events, and circumstances to bring that inner state into your outer world. But it's not enough to visualize mechanically. The missing ingredient is emotion. Your subconscious speaks the language of feeling, not words. That's why imagining alone without emotion often fails. When you assume the state of the fulfilled desire, when you actually feel healthy, loved, wealthy, or successful, you activate the creative power within. This assumption must become a habit, not a one-time event. You need to walk, talk, and think from the perspective of your fulfilled desire. As Neville says, assumptions, if persisted in, harden into fact. Action steps. 1. Choose a clear desire. Define exactly what you want. Be specific. Is it financial abundance, a relationship, healing, or a new opportunity? 2. Create a mental scene. Craft a simple scene that implies your desire is already fulfilled, e.g., shaking hands on a deal, receiving a loving message, waking up energized. 3. Feel it fully. Enter that scene in your imagination and bring it to life with emotion. Let the joy, gratitude, and satisfaction rise within you. 4. Repeat with conviction. Assume this state daily, especially before sleep or during quiet moments. Let your imagination dominate. 5. Live from the end. Act, speak, and think like someone who already has what you desire. Let your inner state lead the way. To bring your desires to life, you must first feel them as already real. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and watch as your outer world reshapes itself to reflect your inner certainty. You don't get what you want. You get what you believe and feel you already have. Key point 9. Feeling is the key to faith. Neville Goddard teaches that faith is not merely belief, it is a deep inner conviction born from feeling. The power of faith lies in the emotional certainty that your desire already exists in the unseen realm. It's not enough to mentally accept an idea, it must be felt in the depths of your being, with full emotional assurance. Faith, as Goddard defines it, is the emotional acceptance of an idea as true, even in the absence of physical evidence. This is why feeling is the key to faith, because only through feeling can the subconscious be activated to respond. The subconscious creates what is impressed upon it, and what impresses it most is not logic, but emotion. When you feel something with conviction, when you know it in your heart, the subconscious takes it as fact and moves heaven and earth to make it real. That's why people with unshakable faith often achieve what seems impossible. They have already experienced their desire emotionally, and thus it must manifest physically. To have faith is to mentally and emotionally dwell in the reality of your desire. Doubt blocks manifestation, but feeling strong emotion aligned with your goal dissolves that doubt. This kind of faith does not require outside validation. It is self-sufficient because it is felt to be real within. Action steps. 1. Feel the reality of your desire. Don't just repeat affirmations. Feel them as true. Let the emotion of already having your desire move through your body. 2. Develop inner conviction. Detach from outer appearances. Anchor yourself in the belief that your desire is already a fact on the invisible plane. 3. Use emotionally charged visualization. Create scenes in your imagination that stir real feelings of joy, gratitude, success, or love. 4. Affirm with feeling. Speak your affirmations aloud or silently, but do it with emotion. Flat repetition has no power. Emotion gives life to your words. 5. Practice emotional faith daily. Every day, especially before sleep, bring yourself into the state of faith, that calm, confident, and joyful knowing that it is already done. Faith is not in your mind, it's in your heart. When you feel your desire as already fulfilled, faith is born. And with faith, all things are possible. Emotion is the spark that activates the power within. Let feeling be your proof, and watch miracles unfold. Key point 10. You are the operant power. Neville Goddard's final and most empowering message in Feeling is the Secret is this: you are the operant power. This means that your reality does not change because of luck, chance, fate, or external forces. It changes only through your conscious use of imagination and feeling. Goddard emphasizes that you are not a victim of circumstances, you are the creator of them. The subconscious mind responds to the impressions made upon it by your conscious thoughts and feelings, but it does not act on its own. It waits for instruction. You, through your imagination and emotion, are the one who gives that instruction. That's why you are the operant power. Nothing happens unless you initiate it. This truth puts full responsibility into your hands. If your life is not as you want it to be, the change must begin within you, not with blaming others, not with changing your job or your environment, but by changing your assumptions, your thoughts, and your inner state. Goddard is clear. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. You hold the power to imagine new outcomes, feel their reality, and therefore bring them into form. But you must act, mentally and emotionally, with intention. Simply knowing this truth isn't enough. You must live it, daily. When you accept that you are the operant power, you stop waiting for signs and start being the cause of them. Action steps. 1. Take 100% responsibility. Recognize that your current reality is a result of your past thoughts and feelings. This realization empowers you to create differently going forward. 2. Use imagination. Intentionally, don't let your imagination run wild with fear or doubt. Consciously visualize what you want and feel it as if it already exists. 3. Reject limiting beliefs. When negative thoughts arise, remind yourself that you are the source, not a slave, of your experience. 4. Live from the end. Act, speak, and think like the person who has already received what they desire. Let this inner state guide your behavior. 5. Persist until it hardens into fact. Do not stop when results seem delayed. Keep impressing the subconscious through feeling. Reality must eventually conform. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. You are not hoping for power. You already have it. You are the operant power, the conscious creator of your life. Feel the truth of that and watch your entire world transform. Thank you for joining us on this powerful journey through Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. We hope these key insights help you begin creating your reality from the inside out. If you found value in this summary, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next life-changing lesson. And here's something even more powerful. Share this video with someone you care about. You never know who might be waiting for the message that finally unlocks their potential. Until next time, this is Summary Shelf, where wisdom meets transformation. Keep learning, keep growing, and never stop believing in yourself.